right.
We're ready.
Bam.
Stop hesitating.
I wasn't hesitating.
I like this.
So
We're friends.
yeah, no.
I've already punched him in the kidneys today.
He did. He owed me like I think I'd gotten up to 3 that he hadn't paid me back for yet. I think we're even now.
We're even now. That was the third one. I caught him washing the dishes. I was dirty about it. I let her pick the kidney. She didn't know she was picking kidney. I was like, which one? And she points at that one. I'm like, okay, bap. And she's like, what are you doing? It's like, you picked the kidney.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're live. What time is it? Let's see if we should get started. We got 3 minutes. I'm gonna let you two ramble on for a second.
We're still reading our book.
Yeah,
not finding the info we were looking
I'm a
for.
nicotine addict, and I left my vape downstairs, so I'm gonna go run and grab it.
Well, let's talk about a couple subjects. So, are you Van? Which one of y'all is Van?
I am a much heavier Van.
You are Van.
No, I'm not Van. We bought his shop, essentially the name and the location, stuff like that. But I'm not Van. I'm Travis Ryder. I'm one of the store owners at Van's Comics and Cards.
Oh, man. That is our local comic shop. You see people, go to your local comic shop, and then they'll come to you. This is why you got to support them.
Definitely.
If y'all haven't been following us, Travis. See, now I'm calling you Van. Travis here supports his local events himself. It says Travis on your shirt.
Yeah, it says Van. I got his name on my shirt.
Yeah.
He owns your tail. But no, he supports our local events. He was at the local Anime Fest. Awesome event that we got an opportunity to MC. And I gave out $100 Vans Comics gift card that I still hate. I could not contend with. I told him I was dressed as an MC from Dicejunkies, but he said
that was your
costume.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I mean, I usually cosplay as Dicejunkies a lot. So
You're both always wearing something with that.
Yeah. It's brand, man. Branding, brand recognition.
I've been in the shop before, and this is so funny, and I'm wearing your shirt while I'm working. And, dude comes in, and he's also wearing your shirt. And I'm like, hey, cool.
Dicejunkies.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. We've had 3 people in there at one time so far who are all wearing your shirt.
Nice.
I was like, that's wicked. So,
we
gotta give out more shirts.
We keep, we keep giving them out. So you'll see more and more.
Have you seen any really, really attractive women win our shirts? Because we've been giving out a few in a couple of choice locations, and we want to make sure they're wearing them.
They have not come to Vans wearing it. Not that I remember.
All right, so we need to start promoting Vans more at our local dance, our local clubs.
Right.
Gentlemen's clubs. There's the word. Gentlemen's club. Our local gentlemen's club. So they'll start showing up with
single mom support agency.
I don't know, but that might be trademarked. We gotta be careful. I think that might be literally trademarked. They have T-shirts for that.
You may want to talk a little closer to the mic. Just pull it forward. You can pull it forward up to the edge. There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah. All right. I think we're ready to get started. We
haven't started? Okay.
We're just talking.
Not officially.
Not really. Yeah.
Yeah. It's 2:30 now, though. So that's the official.
Do that intro thing.
The official time. So welcome to Dicejunkies. I'm here with
Q,
Travis,
and I'm Xenodamus. Hope you enjoy. So let's see. What are we going to talk about today? We had several things in the news. We're
going to tell them who he is in case they just showed up.
I mean, he just said Travis Ryder.
He
has a Vans T-shirt on.
One of these ways.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is the myth, the man, the legend, our favorite shopkeep. Runner of the Vans comic cards.
Not
games.
Van, but I do run and own the shop with a couple other guys.
So. You're the only one that matters to me. You're the one I see. Well, actually, I guess I have seen a couple
Charles
of the others.
quite a bit.
Yeah, I see Charles.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, he helps me really
y'all had that,
host events and go out to all the stuff.
Yeah, you guys had that grill out one time. We went up there, I guess, for the anniversary, and I met a few of the other guys, I think, up there.
I think, all 4 of us were there at one point.
And they threw down on that grilling. But we're good with that grilling? Papa John's Pizza from our local pizza.
Papa John's Pizza.
That goes great with grilling out. Is your local Papa John's.
That is, I'm going to, We do a lot of pizza at that store. It is like our official sponsor for sure.
Papa John's official gaming pizza sponsor.
You even sort of stole the logo, with the better.
Right. So we do, the better players and better gaming. They have the better ingredients and better pizza. So we try to. If you come out to like any of the events, from like D&D and stuff and whatnot, we'll bring out 20 pizzas just for people to enjoy. So while you play, you can eat. So
I know, man. Yeah, Papa John's helping out the local comic shops, man. I mean, just for the
sure.
goodness of their heart. There's no direct relations between.
Yeah, no.
just the goodness of their heart and their love of gaming.
We actually help out the Ridgeland High School as well. Their robotics team. We sponsor that and do events for them all the time. So a lot of the pizza goes towards that.
Oh, that's cool.
The kids like it.
Always good to get in good with Skynet before it all goes down.
Yes.
Hope you're remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids are very smart. I cannot do what they do.
Fueled the creators. He may live.
So we had Pi Day this past week, and Stephen Hawking he passed away on Pi Day.
I still say he did it on purpose. That man's math skills, he timed it perfully.
He's
like,
he
I'm
did
going
the
out
math.
on Pi.
What a day to, yeah.
The big infinite number is like out.
Yeah. He
I don't
knew a little bit about numbers and chose that day.
His only regret was the toes he did not get to run over. He's like, there's a few toes that were still on my list.
Yeah.
What? That's for real.
I don't.
That's a direct quote.
He actually said that?
Yeah, he loved running over people's toes.
That's awesome.
There was somebody's toes that he wanted to run over that he never had a chance to. So.
We need to find out who that is. Can't know, but yeah.
We could, in his honor, man. Maybe Dicejunkies finds
there's an article about it somewhere. So.
Okay.
Anyway, so that happened. We did a video about it. There was some really horrible memes. I don't know if you guys go to the same places on the internet that I go, but there were some really horrible memes for them.
Some of them were a little distasteful.
The stairway
he had a great
to
sense of humor, man.
the stairway to heaven.
Pretty messed up.
That was pretty messed up. But I mean.
We could have had a little thing on the side that the old people have that goes up,
I think the cool thing about Stephen Hawking, though, is he would probably find those memes funny.
I'm sure he would.
He had a awesome sense of humor. He had such a sense of humor. So.
Stephen Hawking outlived people who were completely healthy. That is like the ultimate defiance. He lived to 76?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow. I mean, there are people who don't make 76. I'm hoping I make.
And they're
Zeno's not
going
to make 76.
No, I've done
so
horrible things.
He's like, I'm going to show you what I think of Lou Gehrig's. My man says I'm going out on Pi, 76 years old.
Pi 76.
It would have only made it better if he would have managed to go out on a prime number for his age.
Indivisible. Isn't it 70? No, not 77.
Most of us don't get to plan our death that perfectly, I guess.
So
what about 79? Now I'm trying to remember the closest prime number.
Yeah.
Darn it, this is going to stick in my head.
Yeah, I know. That's sort
I think 79. Do I think 79 is prime?
79 maybe a prime. Look here. We can go.
Yeah, we're gonna geek out a little bit in honor of him. We're gonna look up the closest prime.
Here. Hey Google, is 79 a prime number?
On the website rapidtables.com, they say 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89,
Hey Google, stop.
She is going to go.
Now, 73 and 79 are both there. Because I wanted a few extra years, 79 would have been the right one.
Yeah.
We want that extra 3 years. Bam, 79, y'all. Oh, black guy that knows math.
You did it.
It ain't just that dude, that space physicist. What's his name?
Oh, what is his name?
Yeah,
you just ruined it.
That dude's cool.
I could have said it if you didn't ask me.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, yeah. Astrophysics black guy.
He's a pretty smart guy, too.
Yeah, no, he was on this. There's this YouTube channel called Hot Ones.
I like that one. I like that one.
He did a Hot Ones episode, and it was great.
Check it out, man. He is cool.
That is a genius show where you just eat increasingly hot wings while talking about things.
I mean, I've got some hot sauce in
It's
the
awesome.
fridge if
Right.
you want any. I mean,
That's just pretty good. I don't know who came up
I've
with that
still
one.
been training, Zeno, man. I've been getting up to hotter and hotter
Yeah,
food
yeah.
because they want me to get prepped for that because I'm the spicy eater.
yeah, when we get famous, we want to be on Hot Ones. We're gonna put him up there. You know,
That would be
Coming for
sweet.
you.
Hot ones.
Now I'm not gonna
So-
do like that one guy though. Who was the guy that we saw that like scared the host? Like he went like, I'm gonna double down, and the guy's like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, it's like a
I
singer.
didn't see
I
that
think.
one.
His
that was
lips
recent. That was a recent.
They've had a lot of people on there that are quite famous.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a good show. Let's see, what else do we have? Excuse me. We had we had the big one. We had Mordecaians
Oh,
released
so you're like,
yes.
it's a big one.
released some video footage about the drow recently.
Not just the drought, elves in general.
Well, I
the
mean,
entire history of the elves.
the title of the video is the drow in D&D's Mordecaians.
They definitely want it to be known.
Tomophos.
They want it to
Pop
be
it up for
known.
me.
So anyway, in this video, they talk about the drow a good bit and some of the history, which they've retconned, I think, several things. I mean, in this telling that I don't believe to be the original way it was. I mean, some of the research we did has verified that it's not the original. But they also did something that was a little shocking, I guess. And that's they've added a new blessing from Corlin.
Blessing.
Yes.
Like
That-
Yeah,
chosen,
he really
the word is
emphasized
great.
the word. This
Yes.
is a blessing.
It's a blessing.
like-
It's a blessing that some elves, the ones blessed by Corlin,
who is
are-
now a gender ambiguous deity.
yeah, but they are gender fluid in the sense of when they wake up from their morning trance, or they come out of their trance after a full rest, they just get to pick whatever sex they want to be, whether it be male, female, or
None of the
nothing.
above.
nothing.
Or nothing, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've gone on for this about this for a little bit because I mean, it takes so much out of the original storyline. I know Q's over there just the steaming, ready to talk. Go ahead, shout it out. So what do you got to say, Q?
Well, I don't want to. No, y'all might want to go because I don't know if I'm gonna stop anytime soon. So why don't y'all give y'all opinions and then
Well,
I'll
how about
tell
this?
you what's wrong with
Let's
it.
just get a general opinion. I think there was better ways if you wanted to add gender fluidity into D&D.
Yeah.
Bring the changelings in. Bring one of the reptilian races in that sort of already had some gender
Right.
things.
Well, they don't want to
but-
be reptilian. They want to be hot when they switch genders. So of course, they don't want to.
But
be
to
reptilian.
retcon an entire core race to try to
and deity.
yeah, and deity to try to sort of shoehorn gender fluidity. Like, I mean, honestly, I don't know, and maybe because I'm not of that mindset or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, we have friends who play male characters that are female. We have
Right.
friends that are female that play male characters because they just like playing those characters, and to me, that's fine. That's what D&D is. You
Right.
get to be whatever you want
It's
to be.
it's your game.
So to add gender fluidity to a race, I don't see the purpose of that. Like, it just seems a bit forced, you know.
I definitely think that if they were, I'm trying to look at this from a different angle. If I'm
Yeah.
I'm a new player to the game and I've never even read the lore, does this really do anything for me? If I'm playing an assassin, does this help me? Now I'm a woman one morning, then I go and kill the king, and then the next morning I'm a dude and you don't even know who I am.
Actually, you're gonna look just like you, and probably everybody knows about that trick. So no, not really.
Right, because it's a world of magic, which means these things,
Yeah.
you can see invisible objects. You can turn invisible. So
Heck,
is
you can
that
cast a spell and change your gender.
Well,
Right.
yeah, and that's the other.
what does
thing
it
is,
bring
I mean,
to the game?
how
Is
much
my
of a
thing.
blessing is it when there are magic items that do this? There are magic spells that
Yeah.
do this. Like, what is the actual blessing here? Was I born a male? Was I born a female? Do you know?
Right.
Like, I mean, this also seems like it may be more of a confusing blessing, if anything.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give two sentiments because I actually talked to our good friend Kitsune, who to me is easily one of the most reasonable, accepting. Like, he's a guy that plays a lot of female characters. He plays changelings. So first, I'm gonna give the angry black. Let me give you his input so we can say we're being fair.
Right.
To me, I don't have a problem with gender swapping. It's perfectly reasonable. It's a freaking fantasy setting. What I have a problem with is that these are the elves. The elves have been around a long time. It's the one thing that even a new gamer coming in thinks he knows. He's like, oh, I know elves. They're going to have ears, and they're going to be pretty, and they're going to use
bows and druids.
And they're going to live a long time. And then it's like, wait, what? What?
Now, you're right. It should have just been something separate if they wanted to add it, I think.
Here's what they could have done. They could have made it its own sub-race that it's like this other group of elves that's Protean can do this. But they tied it to Coralin. And I'm a fact guy. You can ask Zeno. I wikied how many different pages, man? I was out there looking at Coralin's history.
Okay.
He is not androgynous. Coralin has been a male deity. His whole fight with Loth was basically Loth was his wife, and she cheated on him.
Well, and
so like pretty gender straight up relationship.
Now as far as the androgynous thing, and nowhere in this video did they say I think that Coralin was androgynous. That was implied by an article written about the video. So let's not.
Yeah, but given that they say that he's this entity that was kind of protean, like form fluid from another realm, it's never implied he's a shapeshifter either. But isn't he described like the elves come from another plane and they descended to the mortal world, and that's where they got their static forms?
Well, yeah, apparently they were mutable at some point, which I mean I think that actually does go with lore that when they were mutable at some point. But
I don't know, that's a kind of fayish, but not when I went to look at Coralin, it still wasn't strongly implied that they were this.
But here
shape-shifting race.
we'll play this little bit of their video.
And so even those dark elves who might not know the name of Lolth, they still have been shaped by her influence. And just as all elves, including Drow, are originally descended from Coralon. Now, one of the neat twists, too, that we talk about in Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes is going back to this notion of changeability, is we talk a bit more about something that was discussed in the Player's Handbook. And that is, there are certain elves who are blessed by Coralon, because one thing we also hint at is that even though Coralon was upset with the elves for turning on him, there is also some love in Coralon for his children. And some of these children are seen to be particularly blessed, and one of the signs of this blessing is they are able to change their sex. And so when these elves awaken from their trance at the end of a long rest, they can decide whether they are male or female, or neither, depending on the elf's choice.
Now, back what I was saying, like I said, we went looking for this in the Player's Handbook. I wasn't just teasing there. We whipped this out.
We
all
really
three
did.
of us were sitting here, and we could not find any reference in the original Player's Handbook they put out of elves having any kind of gender fluidity either, or even being a mutable or changeable race.
Yeah.
Even in the sub-races. So, like I said, I'm not going to make my part too long because I want to give y'all Kitsune's input on it. But basically, I felt like perfectly reasonable to have a race that could do that, but changing the lore to accommodate it is bad, especially because how does this affect Faerun and settings where they have a long history of this, of a specific culture and other settings? It's a very weird change. I think they should have went with a new race, or logically, Keith Baker wrote this awesome race, the Changelings. They own it, Eberron, that they could have just made them, instead of only an Eberron race, make them a race that's in all the settings and bring the Changelings over as a core race. Because here's what Kitsune said.
Sounded wicked.
Yeah, Kitsune plays female characters because he likes female characters. They usually have better role play opportunities. He also loves playing Changelings, and he said there's a race that does that. There's a race where I can wake up and be a male elf, female elf, male dwarf, whatever I want to be. It's like, why would you change the elves? He said he would never play this variant because it doesn't make sense to him. It's like there's a race. It's
actually restrictive.
Yeah, it's not actually as free as a changeling.
It's way worse.
Like to me, if you like to identify as different things on different days, the changeling allows you to literally match. Because it also allows you to change your look. I'm a brunette. I got short hair. I got long hair.
Right.
This is a limited version that's changing the core race, and his sentiment is, And again, this is the usually very pro all these kind of changes and these kind of options. Said not the elves. They should have chosen another way to go with that. They shouldn't have changed the story of Corlin and the elves. So even from the guys that I thought would probably be the most, oh no, that's cool, that's open minded. He's like, nah, not with the elves. They've been around too long. They're a core race.
Right. There's already a story and a mythos there. Why not? If you want to, why do people play a druid? You like to change forms, be different things. This just feels like an unnecessary add-on where you're going to annoy people who enjoy the lore and the race of elves, so you could add that. It doesn't fit, really.
And I know some loyalist elf players that I talked to. If Blood Axe is out there, I know Blood Axe has played some elves, and he's followed Corlin a lot. And, this change of the lore has not been very popular with most of the elf fans I've talked to, because they're like, wait, how does this affect the whole Loth? Was Loth his wife, his husband? Like, wait a minute, why did the Drow have a gender-based society if elves can change? Okay. This is getting weird.
Well, I mean, honestly, though, this is a very small section in the Drow section of Mordecaians. There is also a lot of other information here. It still seems like it's going to be a good book. I do hope that they don't retcon too much stuff, like they're doing here, because that's to me still, like, regardless of what they're doing, changing the core races and deities and retconning stuff is not something I want to see them do. We have this long history. We've been tabletop gaming here, for decades, and we know this story. We've built on this story. We've built our own campaigns on these stories, and to just go and change that. It's the same reason why so many people were mad about the spell plague and how they did all that. With basically doing a major change back around 4th ed with the spell plague by wiping a bunch of stuff.
Basically the core setting. Faerun is, to me, literally D&D's heart. It's the core setting.
That's the biggest thing. And I'm gonna buy the book. I'm gonna look it up, and we're gonna do a review here, like we always do. We actually get our book from our local gaming shop here in Jackson. We always go by there. We buy the book. It's also where you can get the book the earliest is from your local, because Wizards is awesome by actually allowing local shops to get stuff about a week or two earlier than the.
You don't need to wait on shipping.
The major stores,
right?
So, but yeah, we'll get it. We'll review it. We'll look into it.
So I think it's exciting that. Or it would have been more exciting is there changes to every core race? Are they all getting like a new feature?
I don't know. I know they've already looking at their videos from D&D Beyond, which is who pushes out the videos for Mordecaians. They already have a video on dwarves, the Blood War, halflings, Eladrin, and the Raven Queen. So.
Yeah, it might.
On top of the drow, so
I'm not sure.
There may be changes to the dwarves and the halflings and stuff, but I haven't seen. I haven't kept up with it exactly by watching all the videos, but I haven't seen any uproar from those as much as I have the drow section where people were pulling out stuff about it being retcon. And
as soon as you start to change the history of the game, you're gonna annoy people.
Mm-hmm.
Now. Like we said before, so new challenge ratings and
I'm looking
higher level
forward,
creatures.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So just a book that I think they even mentioned in one of their videos is more tailored towards, hey, if you've been playing for 5 or 6 years, this book's great for you because now you have new and stronger things to fight.
Yeah, the other cool thing about the book is going to be that they're actually looking at things on more of a planar level instead of just Faerun, Forgotten Realms. They're actually looking at this is the broad picture. This is where all the different settings start coming into play at that top level. So that'll be interesting to see.
And well, this is going to the next level because I am that guy. I'm a very fat guy. You can even, as when I build my own settings, I don't just build a city or a continent. I build an entire mythos up to how the gods created the world and the planes. So they're going from world building to realm and universe building. And for us guys that are into that, especially, I want to know how the whole universe works. I do.
Right.
I'm looking forward to the Gith coming back too. This opens up new settings. I mean, this could be the book that's kind of the precursor to Planescape making a resurgence as a serious setting because it's getting into planar stuff. Somebody told me recently they think Spelljammer may make a resurgence. You'd still need that level of universe building before you do that. So I think this is going to be a gateway book that's going to tell us where the future is going to go. And the future of the elves is going to be interestingly strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of Mordecaians, I think Travis here he had something that he wanted to share. It's going to mostly affect you local guys who can make it out to Van CCG.
Probably a local for sure.
But go ahead and tell them what you got.
So we're going to be giving away one of the hobby editions for free to somebody who is watching this video. So the first requirement for that will be to watch this video and like it. Couple other ones real quick. You need to follow Vans on Facebook, and you need to also follow Dicejunkies. I'll have a link and everything in the description of this video. We'll share it. They're going to share it, and it'll go for about 4 days. I think we're going to run it. And at the end of the 4 days, if you've liked and followed both of our pages and this video, you will get announced. You'll get a private message on who received the book, and you just come by and pick it up.
Yeah, and you probably want to comment on the thing just in case you've already liked Dicejunkies and Vans. So
Right.
We can
Something
see.
fun we can do. Tell me your favorite race and class combo. I love talking with people about that. So
There you go.
leave that as your comment. That'll be the last requirement.
You want them to comment on your post on Vans? I guess that would be ideal.
Yeah, you can do it on the Vans one.
Yeah.
Go to that page. I'll have the link. You'll see the video embedded and everything. And yeah,
Awesome.
that'll be where we'll do it.
Well, that sounds great. Can I enter?
Yeah, right. Everybody can enter. Yeah, if you want. You might as well.
I will be buying the book in order to
Yeah.
support my local comic book store.
There we go.
Yeah. Like I said, we always go by Vans and pick up the latest book so we can do a review. So, all right. Well, that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I guess we hadn't got to introduce you too much. I mean, you said a little bit at the beginning, but so what all do you do in the area in the community? I mean,
Oh man, we do a lot. Where to even start? I guess we'll start in-house at the shop. So we like to run events steady at the store. It's just a constant thing we do. We supply all of the games, everything you need to play them, and we supply the setting and social hub for you to meet other players to do these said things. So say you want to get into Warhammer, well, we have the paint, the supplies, the models, the terrain, and all of the guys who run the leagues and play it. So you can show up and all of a sudden you have nothing, and on day 2, you have everything, including the people to play with. And that goes for every game we do. D&D as well. We run an adventure league. That's every Tuesday night around 6:30. Most of our events start around 6:30. Mm-hmm. And the adventure league is wicked because we could all just show up, bring a character, and jump in and play.
Yeah. And this is actually, I mean, this is one of the big reasons why on every one of our reviews, we always say support your local shop is because local shops being able to pull this off, be a meeting place for so many gamers to meet up and find people with like interest. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, there's new friendships, relationships that start just because you get to meet people. And it's so cool when they come in and they're like, I didn't even know people played D&D still. Yeah, we do it every week. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We have an entire wall dedicated to all of the things. Grid maps, dice, figures, models, the paint, every book. We also do specific orders. So if you were like, man, I really want that old Pathfinder Pocket Edition of combat strategy, I can probably get it for you. You know what I mean? That's cool. You get to come in and chat with a real person about these things you like.
So do you have a favorite on the games that you do yourself?
My favorite RPG is the Star Wars Force and Destiny game.
Okay.
Have you guys ever played it?
I have not.
I've not tried it out, but I'm familiar with it.
Okay. It is a Fantasy Flight game, and they have their own dice for it, which is probably the downfall.
All those dice are hard to read.
They love their own dice. But the mechanics of how the game work are very story-based. There is no, I move 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. It's just, you move into melee range.
Yeah, I think actually it was
a very loose story game.
Yeah, I think I was actually watching somebody do like a demo of it. I think at one of the cons they were doing.
Okay. Yeah, it's just fun. It's Star Wars, and it's very story-based. It's not too number crunch, which is inviting for new players when they can just play the game, and not have to crunch out a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah,
Fantasy Flight has a bunch of systems they decide to make their own dice for.
Yep.
I've seen it now. It's just like
almost every game.
smart way to sell extra dice.
Yeah.
One of the things that's interesting is, I mean, we met our current Pathfinder DM and group like at Van. So like we're
Wicked.
playing a game and we met him
Yeah.
at his store, and we do
Super
that
cool.
on Saturday evening. So yeah, you meet new people there, and you get to form your own groups. It's fun.
Yeah, it's quite the shop, and then just branching out quickly from there. So all the events we do in house, ton of fun, blast. Moving outward, we like to help all the schools in the area. So we work a lot with the Ridgeland High School and their robotics team, and they go around do competitions all around the country. They do world events, and the children, the teachers, they all work together to make robots that perform really crazy tasks. And we like to sponsor them with Vans and Papa John's. So there are two fields they combat in our Vans field and Papa John's field.
Awesome.
And it's really cool because, I was just at one of their events and there's thousands of people everywhere and there's robots and it's crazy busy and they're just battling each other. It's super neat. Stuff like that. We like to work with the libraries. We're doing some other things with a few other schools coming up for some specific little Comic-Cons we're going to do at their school. Now, we haven't talked too much about that, but it's very neat. We host birthday parties for people. We're doing a summer event for kids for Pokemon. We're also going to do a summer camp for children and teenagers for D&D so they can learn how to paint their first figure, make a story, create a villain, and they're all going to play together and have their own little game, essentially.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, we're always reaching out doing something.
That's like that first experience, painting your own figurine, writing your extensive backstory, and then getting credit by a goblin. And
Yes, and then getting credit.
and then going, you've learned the first lesson.
Yes.
Characters die.
Don't get attached. But yeah.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and like I said, one of our favorite things you do is setting up the tables in those back corners of the cons, and because I mean it's a cool thing where you get to play some games and
it is neat.
you do a lot of training on the games and teaching. So I thought that was really cool when we saw you set it up.
It's cool because you might be walking around the con for 40 minutes and you get something to eat and then you go, I want to sit down for a minute. There's always that I want to take a break. Well, you can literally go and now try Dragon Ball Super and you're playing that new card game while you eat your hamburger and talk with us. And now you realize there's a shop in your area where you can go every Monday to play Dragon Ball. You had no idea that was even a thing. So we like to definitely go out and let people know we're there.
Well, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, let's we have a game we like to play on here. We call it Random Encounters.
Yes.
We have some D20 that we roll, and we make up this list of 20 topics every week. And let's see. There's the topics that we have right now. But so let's do a round of Random Encounters.
Okay.
So who will start us off?
Let Travis roll, man. Let's get let's get the guest to roll for us here. Let me switch over to the webcam.
We'll do the smoke shadow one.
Sort of roll in this area.
Somewhere in here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we just call it the black die. That was so more artistic.
Yeah.
Smoke shadow.
All right, so
13.
we have a 13
Guest pick.
Of course.
guest pick. So you get to pick whichever topic on this list that you want to talk about, or you can make up a topic that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
So
I like 10. The
right.
future of VR and tabletop gaming.
Oh, okay. This is an interesting one. You want to start us off on it? I mean,
Yeah,
what do you think? How do you feel
I didn't
about
really
it?
read the list before because I wanted to kind of surprise it. All right, so I recently got the PlayStation VR headset, and I put it on, had it all strapped in, and the sound and everything, and I was like, okay, start the game. I'm playing Doom, and I look down, and it looks like I'm standing in fire.
Mm-hmm.
And it truly blew my mind. I've never seen something like that. And I thought, this is crazy cool. And after about 30 minutes, I felt sick to my stomach and did not want to play it anymore just because it was so disorientating that you don't feel like you're really in your own body anymore.
Yeah.
If it's done well, it was crazy. So to me, playing a tabletop game, like what could that even be? Are we talking like a digital map in front of me? Or is there even dice anymore? Or I just roll fake dice? Like what is there? I don't know.
Well, I mean, and that's I guess that's the question. Where does VR have a future with tabletop gaming? We've seen things like Roll D20, which is a web based where you can play D&D with your friends across the world. You have maps, figurines, all that. I guess one of the reasons I put this on the list was because, I've played around with VR a little bit here and there, and honestly, for FPS type stuff, it's not there yet, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think. I don't want to play my Skyrim in VR. I don't want to play my Fallout in VR. I don't really care much for it. It doesn't really add a lot to the experience. But where I have seen VR add a lot to the experience is in education. We actually have a local place that I think is doing some education that our editor had talked about with VR. And stuff like that, I think it's really cool. Some of the virtual tours, stuff like that. And I was like, well, D&D does not take a lot of frame rates and so forth, so it is actually a viable. I mean, think you put on your VR headset, you sit at your table,
and you
can look around and see all your friends who aren't really there,
and they look like their character.
I thought that would be sort of cool. I think it would have a place there. And it doesn't take you. It actually adds to the experience.
Right.
I think there's a lot of potential for it too, especially because depending on how you implement it, because it's fantasy and tabletop games don't have to be as fast paced as a first person shooter.
Correct.
I believe it actually could work. Especially, like you sit there at your table, you control your character with your keyboard and your mouse. I'm not a big fan of the motion sticks, but you have the headset to actually look around. So, like example, Skyrim. If it was a multiplayer Skyrim, I'm walking around, I look over, I see his character. I'm hitting the button to attack, and I can actually keep track of what's going on the field.
Right.
But look around and seeing people's characters would really make it feel like you're actually gaming with other people. And the way they solve some of the vertigo to me is, no, let it control like with a controller, like normal. The only change is that instead of looking at a screen, you actually have the VR set, so you use your head to look around.
You're in there.
Yeah.
That to me will be the first step before they go full sticks VR.
Right.
Is just being able to look over and see Xenodamus' character. And also even being able to that's how I see what's going on. Because man, for scary, imagine going through a Skyrim dungeon.
Oh boy!
But you only can see what you're looking at.
Yes.
And when you turn around and there's a Draugr right here in your face, you're like, get him!
What about like night vision or dark vision? Mm-hmm. Your character can't literally see as far.
Yeah, I mean, you could actually you could actually have different view ranges for different players.
Detect life shot. Remember Detect life shot you never used? You'd be using it in that
You'd
first
be doing
person.
It then.
You'd want to know if something's around the corner because it scared the crap out of you.
I think that would add to the game, like you said, an ability that you don't normally want to use. Now it's prominent because you're literally the character.
Actual scouting. Yes. Like I actually could be the rogue and go, all right, you guys stay here. I actually stealth up and I'm actually on my thing like, all right, man, there's like 3. Get on in the room, be quiet. And actually sneak back to the group and tell them what you saw.
It wouldn't have to be high-end graphics, anything like that. Just drop some tiles and so you can have your players sort of look around. But it would definitely be cool. Now, at the same time, I wouldn't want it to replace my sitting around the actual table with my actual friends, with them actually there.
That's what I wanted to say quickly is the VR stuff is so cool because it's just neat and it's tech. Mm-hmm. But what is D&D? It's pen and paper, and you're sitting at these grid maps, and you're telling a story, and you're laughing, you got a drink, you're going to eat something, you're hanging out socially. If we're all just strapped into the chair with headphones, and I can't even hear anything or see anything in the real world, is it still D&D?
Well, no, and that's the thing. I mean, part of D&D is, I mean, yeah, you have a game going on, but every D&D game I've ever been in, there's always those breaks of just laughter and conversation and just having fun with your friends. It's something I miss about me and Q talk about this a lot with couch co-op video gaming. There's not a lot of couch co-op now because of multiplayer online,
and that was the most fun, really.
And to me, that's where I had the most fun.
Yeah, I mean, Army of Two. Let me tell you something.
Oh, I remember
Armia
that.
2 is
Oh,
both
man.
a crap game and the funnest game ever.
Yeah,
Because
yes.
it's not really a great shooter, but when you're sitting with your friend
Yep.
and you're clouding and on screen, you air guitar together.
Yep.
It was amazing. And I played Armia 2. I played the second Armia 2 with my friends because it was couch co-op. That's what these people don't want to make money. You loot boxers and all these other. You want to make money? You can make a crap game if it's co-op. We're willing to go down a few pegs. I saw people at Anime Fest in that awesome, Warp Zone gaming room playing the old school Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game. Do you know how old those graphics are compared to current gen? People were loving it. You know why? Because you could play with a friend. He was right here playing with you.
It's the social.
So instead of trying to make your grass waver more realistically, why don't you instead let me jump in there and both of us are out there going Fusro Da MF together. Like Bethesda wanted to do this silly VR thing. I'm like, don't do VR. Give me co-op. I want to get in
Co-op
Skyrim
D&D.
with this crazy bastard. And I get my red guard with my dual wielding, and he's back there throwing magic, and we're just slaughtering. Now, nothing will live. Oh, my God. The two of us will depopulate Skyrim.
Oh, my God.
Because one dude will be like, what's wrong? So much to your sweet roll? And they'll be like, and that's when everyone died in Whiterun.
All right, let's roll the next topic, man.
Oh, yeah, we were doing random encounters. We switched subjects without even rolling.
Yeah.
We stayed on the VR, kind of.
Yeah,
At the end
kinda.
there. Yeah.
Hey, it's random, man.
It is.
We do what we
All right,
want.
so
12.
we're at 12.
Okay.
Let me pull that list back up. 12 is whatever happened to
Insert
video game character. So what video game character you want to highlight and talk about?
I don't
here?
want to beat the same dead horse because we've heard me rant about Belmont.
That's
and
right,
The
you-
reboot too often.
This is like your favorite role. I think you rolled this one last time, didn't you?
I'm not gonna go. I've been there, so we're gonna go over to Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Mega Man, because Capcom and me are still kind of on the outs. Even though they tried to bring Mega Man back, I think they went X in the recent video game, which was kind of cool. The recent Marvel versus Capcom Infinity or whatever. But they were supposed to be making Mega Man Legends 2. They were supposed to be doing Mega Man Legends 2. My friend Kitsune was really looking forward to it. They were supposed to be doing some more Mega Man X games, but they went into the whole Zero Game Boy phase, and I didn't own a Game Boy, so they got me out. Mega Man was a classic Blue Bomber, man. He started us off. We all remember Mega Man.
Everybody knows who. Yeah.
Hard platforming, fun games. And Capcom just kind of ditched them for a while. Just stopped making Mega Man games. Only thing they did was every now and then rehash some of the old games. And, the thing we got in the Tekken versus Street Fighter. It was Street Fighter versus
Didn't
Tekken.
they try to do some some third party try to do wasn't Mighty Number 9
Mighty
or
Number
something
9 was attempted
supposed
to
to
reboot
be
it. And, but unfortunately they fell for the Peter Molyneux of we're going to promise you a lot of cool stuff, and then we're going to crap on that promise.
Yeah.
That guy.
Because Fable 2 and 3, good lord. But
First one was great.
But he tried. Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I downloaded the anniversary edition of Fable 1. I got it from Steam. But, so, I mean, Mega Man, whatever happened? Like, Mega Man was he's their flagship character. He helped build them.
We know what happened. I mean, they just continuously fail. They like to fail.
And
I honestly think
so hard.
Capcom just it has killed its so many of its franchises and stuff. I mean,
Are they still coming out with anything?
Yeah.
They're about to do another Mega Man side scroller that actually looked pretty decent. But I mean, look how long it took for them to go, let's make a new Mega Man.
Right.
Who knew that when we put Mega Man in Marvel Capcom Infinite that people were going to go like, awesome. It's like everybody knew. People put all this money into Mighty Number 9 to get a knockoff Mega Man. That's how much they wanted it. And Capcom finally said, maybe we ought to do Mega Man. It's crazy. But I want to see that Mega Man Legends 2. I want to see some more X. I want to see Mega Man become a major franchise. And we'll buy it. So, I mean, I want to see him come back.
It's I remember it from my childhood. I don't know if kids know who he is now.
And they probably think he's that bad fan art one they put in that Street Fighter Tekken crossover game just to piss people off. And I mean, look at what was it, Smash Bros. When they put Mega Man in there, that was like the hugest announcement. It sold not only games, it sold Wii's.
Well, he fits in there so perfectly.
And he is
into that
freaking
type
awesome.
of game. Yeah.
So it just amazed me the resistance they had to their most popular character, guaranteed money in the bag, that they just were like, no, we refuse to give you what you want. So went with Mega Man, hopefully somebody else will roll up next time because I've got an unlimited list of bitchings about characters that have disappeared.
Yeah, I can't really think of one that bugs me that hasn't returned. I'm sure it'll come to me way after
Or,
this.
well, bad returns also work too. Like I
Right.
said, Belmont hasn't technically disappeared. They just decided to take everything about the story of Castlevania and poop on it. Just like, you do know about the reboot of Belmont. Like, he's Dracula now. Spoilers.
Yeah.
His son is Alucard, so Belmonts are both Dracula and Alucard.
Right.
Like, the vampire hunters have become the vampires. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think on the topic of insert the character, it's not really a character, but it's a game. I think it's funny that Skyrim has been released like 8 times in different formats, and that game keeps topping the #1 sales of the year. Like, have you seen that? There's every new edition, game of the year, the VR game of the year.
I've been told that I need to play Morrowind. And I would like to see him bring
Yes.
Morrowind back. If we're going to take a little sidestep, like
you
I
ever
would love to
played
see
it?
them completely. No, and I've been told it's the best.
Man.
But the problem is when I tried to go back to it, it's just one step too far out of my
Right.
updated graphics
Right.
range. But so stop remaking Morrowind. Stop remaking Skyrim. Remake Morrowind.
That game. Have you played Morrowind?
Oh yeah, man, that's actually one of my favorites.
Okay.
So, sorry, I while y'all were talking, I'm trying to figure out. I was like, we haven't had a comment to this segment the whole time we've been streaming.
Something was turned off.
And well, no, apparently my dashboard's just broken right now because I wasn't getting chat. But so if you wonder why we didn't answer any chat this episode, that's why.
Yeah,
Blame Xeno.
we weren't ignoring it.
But yeah, so where were we? Are we ready to roll on the next
We'll just roll
topic?
over, but we're just gonna put that out to Bethesda. Remake. Oh, you gotta use that one. Remake Morrowind with updated graphics and gameplay
Yes.
because everybody wants it.
5.
All right, so I got a 5. So 5 is super, but not super powered. Now this is where we sort of go back and we look at all the comics and
Okay.
video games,
I like
and
this
we try
one.
to think of a character that is a super hero or a super character that doesn't actually have any powers.
So no Batman in this.
Well, Batman.
that is the
I don't know.
number
He can
one.
breathe in space.
I think that was actually the token one we
Right.
mentioned when we first.
So no Bat family.
Like our
yeah.
first one was Lex Luthor, just how much he's accomplished
Yeah.
with no
No,
I
power.
love that character.
No, the first one I
Yes.
think was the
Oh, no, Ra's
the
al
Wizard of Oz, wasn't it? Or,
Oh yeah, you're right. Somebody else. Our long
Yeah.
missing pair of hands, I think, came up with the Wizard of Oz.
but
Okay.
because no actual abilities there. But so let's see, super but not super powered. What? Oh man,
There's some good ones out there.
there are. I'm trying to think of the ones we haven't done that. Would we consider RoboCop super but not super powered? Because technically he has no superpowers.
Usually we're looking
but his
for outstanding
augmentation of
humans that are
power?
at least 90% still have human parts.
But yeah, no, I mean he's definitely not.
He has a chin. That's about it.
Oh,
I think he would be because there's people in our world now who have
Yeah.
prosthetics. It's just that's a little more powerful on him. So maybe it is super powered, but he's just a robot dude walking around.
I mean it's more just electricity powered, right?
Yeah.
Battery powered.
And baby food. Also baby food.
Oh, but yeah, so I'm going with RoboCop, man. They did that reboot of the movie not that long ago.
Uh-huh.
And honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. Like I was surprised at the fact that it was a reboot and it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. So
The thing about the original RoboCop is that it had an odd aesthetic, though, that's just impossible to replicate. Whenever I think of it and visualize it, something about the combination of the actor, even his face, the music, the way they filmed it, it caught such an unusual aesthetic that when you rebooted it, it was a perfectly valid reboot.
Right.
But it just could not capture that style. It's like all the Terminator series they did that didn't have Arnie.
Not the
It just
same.
didn't feel like a Terminator movie.
Yep. I think
But-
even the new Jurassic Park stuff.
Yeah, it does not have the same
great.
feel.
That was another, and maybe even Jaws. These shark movies. 47 meters down. Cool idea. You get stuck on the bottom of the ocean and you're in a tank and you're slowly drowning to death. And then you see the movie and kind of boring.
Yeah.
I almost think that even the grainy film quality we had back then is almost a character.
It helps.
Yeah. And the new high def takes that out of it. Because with high def, you really can see the CGI and the things that don't look real. They become a lot clearer. Whereas the hazy filming kind of blurs in the bad special effects.
Well,
to make them look more realistic.
that's like playing Nintendo games.
Yeah.
It's difficult to play them if you're looking at like an LCD or something. You have that not that we support emulators in any way on Dicejunkies, but if you have that emulated game and you're playing it on an LCD, you could definitely see more. And that's the way. Some of the especially cheesier superheroes and stuff. That graininess actually did help. But
So what about new characters? What about somebody like Hawkeye in the new Avengers movies? He has no superpower.
yeah, no. I mean, he is definitely super, but not superpowered.
Yeah.
Heck, you want a really good example, not counting the second movie before he became I'm the son of a planet, like Star-Lord.
Star-Lord
was an awesome non-powered guy prior to that.
Now he's a god.
Even I think even the comic book version hinted that he may have some.
Okay, Rocket Raccoon.
Um,
Bam! The raccoon, baby.
Is he not superpowered? I mean,
think he is.
No,
honestly,
he's just a raccoon, man.
he's an experiment.
Did they
Not
put,
a good one.
Did they put somebody's mind into the raccoon?
No, they just messed with the raccoon until it
Right,
became crazy.
okay.
Yeah, it was
Poke,
a genetic
poke.
mutation.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he would be. Is Groot superpowered?
Yeah, Groot has got all kind of badass superpowers, man.
Yeah.
He's
guess
a tree. He's a tree.
Yeah.
That's a power on its own. Man.
pretty-
Ask any tree hugger.
He's a pretty strong tree.
He's one with nature, and also got some dance moves.
Yeah,
I like the characters that are not superpowered. Like, is Tony Stark? Is he superpowered?
No, he's definitely not.
Or is he
superpowered.
Batman? You know what I mean?
Oh, no, he's like Lex
Batman.
Luthor. He built
he's
his
a
own
Batman.
suit.
Right.
And I mean, he's awesome when he's not being a little crybaby about his mommy or somebody blowing up someone's kid, But other than that, he's usually really, really top notch.
Yeah, he somehow didn't know that blowing up the cities, people were going to die.
So
I'm more amused by the fact that it's the bad guy that
since
blew
you,
up the building, but somehow he took the blame.
Took the blame. Yeah.
Since you run a comic shop, do you have a favorite super but not super powered comic?
My favorite one to read is probably Nightwing.
Nightwing?
Because he is Batman, but less serious.
But isn't he a little too good with the ladies? Like, god dang it, man. Is there anybody that doesn't want to bone Nightwing?
A lot of his comics, it is very easy for him.
Villains, heroes, men, women, they all seem to want a piece of Mr. Grayson.
28-year-old dude with, it is Grayson, yeah.
All right.
28-year-old dude, like, no fat on him, all muscle, kicks the shit out of people.
And he acts shocked, like, oh my, you're into me? I'm like, yeah. Shut up, dude. This is like the 19th chick this week.
Why does Batgirl want to chase him? Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like Nightwing. The Bat family, to me, in general, is a very cool, not super-powered team that pulls off way more than they should be able to get away with.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. I can breathe in space.
Yep.
Well, all right. Let's get Google to roll our next topic for us.
Sweet.
Hey, Google, roll me a d20.
Rolling a die with 20 faces. The result is 5.
5.
Copycat Google.
Oh, yeah. All right. Here, since Google, we're going to get our editor
There we
here
go.
off screen to sort of roll a die for us. All right, she rolled an 18. She rolled like a hoss, too, man. Don't do this. So
What
this
is
is
that?
Actually, because you're here, this could be a local comic book. We normally do con etiquette, but what are the things that people shouldn't be doing at Van's Comics?
Man. Oh, man.
That they walk in and
I have
do.
some really good ones.
Oh.
Let's start with okay. So I'm up at the counter and I am trying to sell one of you a card Magic card or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon,
Right.
and you're just about to buy it, and the player in the background hears this happening, and he has the same card for trade in his binder, and he runs up and
I know
goes,
where this is going.
I don't even need this card. You can just have it. And then the customer walks away, and I cry in shame
Yeah.
because you took away from those free tables and pizza we provide. They don't do it on purpose.
No, they're trying to be nice. They are.
That's why I laugh, because everything people do is none of it is spiteful. It is always, they're just not looking at it from, it is a business, you know what I mean? We're providing this area for people to play, but things need to happen. Certain things need to be sold. And if every single person robs that card sale from me, it can definitely hurt.
Oh, yeah.
The other funny one is like bringing in pizza that is not Papa John's. That is our favorite one.
Oh my God, what are you doing
And
with that?
It is so funny because we will give out, on a Friday night, we'll do 20 to 30, 40 pizzas, which is insane. And, Saturday rolls around, the same guy comes in and he walks in with insert brand here, and I'm not going to plug them. And it's like, you'll see all the customers in the store go, Travis, oh my God. And I'm like, here we go. So I got to go tell the guy, don't do this.
I know. I mean, besides that, I know. I've had you say before, and hopefully this isn't bad, and I'm not.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how you phrase it.
But no, I mean, you said before, you're like, oh, you bring in a group or something and have a game, and y'all want to order pizza, you want to order from Papa John's, we get you a discount and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's. So I mean, you're also just stupid out of your own money.
Yeah, it's like if we're gonna do it for like basically $5, $6 after tax.
Yeah.
Why not make use of that? And you're still supporting the store you're playing at.
Yeah.
And that was fun. We had that moment in Warp Zone where one of the guys is eating the Papa John's pizza, and he's like, I haven't had it in a while. This is actually pretty good. And I go, yeah, man, this Papa John's pizza is the best. Please don't say something terrible about it. Like, I normally don't eat this crap. Like, I was just afraid the guy was going to say something messed up. And I was like, that's really good.
I forgot about that. Yeah, we were standing there. He starts talking about how he likes it. And we're like, please don't make Travis awkward in front of this guy.
So I was like, yeah, it's the best pizza, man. I love having Papa John's.
But the guy, he didn't know that we brought it. And,
Yeah.
And he's like, man, this is a lot. This is really good. I need to eat this more. And I was like, yes.
Like with shock in his voice, like, I didn't know Papa John's was good. I was
yeah. Yeah, it's
and Travis turned around and goes like, yeah, Papa John's is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good, bud. That was funny.
Yeah. Now, Blood Axe in the comments, he went for the obvious one, as he said, don't steal shit.
Yes. Yeah, I should have named that. Yeah, that is the biggest one. Please don't steal from me. I agree.
Yeah, I think that one goes without saying, because that was actually against the law.
Yeah, we don't get that very often.
PSA announcement there.
I know one that I've seen, and I try to be this myself, but be patient. Like usually, there's one person at a counter, trying to deal with it, and you're dealing with a customer. It won't hurt you to wait a little bit. Let's finish up with this one, and
we try to prioritize a little bit. Like if you're gonna hang out with me and we're buying the new D&D book and we're gonna open it there at the counter after you purchase it, and we're gonna read it and talk about it. But then the comic book guy comes in who wants to pick a subscription up. I'm gonna say, hey, I'll be right back, Mark, and I'm gonna grab that guy's books and we're just gonna finish that. We're not gonna tell him, hey, you can watch us chat for 40 minutes and then I'll ring you up. So. Yeah, that's a don't do this on me, I guess.
For me, and I don't know, Travis is probably going to shoot me down on this one, but, look, man, I understand. I like gaming, too. When my son was born and he was small, I used to try to take him places with me. But you need to understand at a certain point that there's a certain amount of crying that means your evening is over advanced.
There's a lot of don't do this in the shop.
I'm not saying unreasonable. I mean, if your child makes a little bit of noise, but when the sound goes, I'm going to cry for the next 30 minutes straight. Get up and go outside, man. Just understand that. Like,
take the break.
Well, and that just basically boils down to common courtesy and respecting the people around you, which is actually a rule that fits everywhere.
Yeah, it's not just there. We definitely want to invite everybody to come out and play and hang out. If you have to bring your child, so be it. That's awesome. Cool. Now they get to experience this and they grow up with it. But if it's screaming for 40 minutes, maybe
Yeah, it gets to a certain point.
go
you need to-
outside, take a little drink or something. You
I mean,
know?
if nothing else, be a good parent and find out what's wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sitting up here going, like, as a dad, going, like, your child hasn't taken a breath in 15 minutes,
Oh,
man.
God.
Maybe you need to go make sure there isn't, like, a mosquito just sucking on her eyeball or
Yeah.
something. Because that's not normal. You know, they should not scream nonstop for 15 minutes. That's go check.
All right, well, I think that's going to wrap up our random encounters section. We hope you enjoy.
Yep.
You know, this is whether you're listening to us on a podcast, watching this on YouTube, or catching us live on Twitch. You know, be sure to follow, subscribe, like, and share, so that we continue to be able to do these and get to more people.
Might win a free book too if you do that. So.
Oh yeah, and yeah, now it actually pays for you to do it. By,
I'm not going to lie, every time I come on here, I'm probably going to do a giveaway. So,
What you doing next Sunday?
yeah. All right, so we need you every day now.
yeah. All right, so let's see. That wraps up random encounters. Anything anybody has anything to say? Anything we want to talk about here at
Tell
the
them where they
end?
can find Jack. It's always good to find them.
So we're in Ridgeland, right off 51, right near the library and the police station. You can see us. We're right next to Papa John's and grocery store and stuff. And we're open 7 days a week, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. You just need to really come by if you've never seen all the things we have. It is a lot of stuff. Oh, and the last don't do this. Please don't open the RPG books and read them and use them and then sit down and not buy it. Little pet peeve of mine.
Yeah, you know, well.
But
Yeah, I haven't seen that where people are like, "Oh, you don't have to buy a player's handbook, man. We'll let you borrow ours." And I'm just looking like, "Did Van hear that?" Like,
yeah.
Like, no, man, you should have your own player's handbook.
I mean,
really, you know, everybody should have their own player's handbook.
I get if you're like, hey, I want to see if Volos is for me, and you just flip through it. But if you're like, I want to see if this creature, I'll be over there in a second, guys. All right, he has 20 life. Somebody write that down. If you're going through all their stats and
Also,
it's a little
character sheet. You're building your character.
Yeah, and I'm like,
hold on, I'm
please.
building my character.
Also, if you're curious if Volos is for you, we actually have a video on that.
Yeah,
where
awesome
we
book.
actually, and whenever we talk about these books, we do actually suggest who we think it is targeted for, whether it's targeted for the player, a
Wicked.
DM, and so forth. And even though as much as we do love Vans and we want you to buy stuff from them, sometimes not every book is for every player.
No,
So-
definitely not. I think, Wizards of the Coast, they design these books for certain people.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with a hobby edition. Do we really need one with an alternate cover? No, you don't really, but if you want it, you can get it. So it's the same thing with the content. If it's not meant for the player, you don't really need
Well,
it.
I mean, like a lot of the settings books. If you're
Sword
just
Coast,
a... Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Sword Coast, I would suggest for player, but I'm saying
Yeah,
you have Elemental Evil, which
That's the
just
DM book.
that's a DM book. It's
Now, they have
purely a
player's
story.
guide. They have a player's guide for it if you want the player content.
Mhm.
I got to get that shout out because they
Yeah.
did a good job. They actually said, "All right, guys, we took out the player stuff. Here's the player's guide." I think you can literally download it for free.
Well,
That's
they
cool.
also
That's
they
cool.
also added all the player stuff from it into Xanathars.
Xanathars.
So
Now,
that,
Xanathars is a player book. If you are a player, you need a player's
Yes.
handbook and a Xanathars from Vans.
Literally new abilities and everything.
Yeah.
What about Pathfinder, the new edition, the playtest?
Oh, the second ad.
Yes.
Yeah, man. The play test is
yeah.
I hate that I couldn't have pre-ordered it from you guys. Like it's only pre-orderable from Pazio.com.
I have it ordered.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we do.
The
We have
play
ordered
test
many.
books.
I just got them in yesterday. I don't have the copies, but I have the order in.
I'm about to be
Right,
like,
I know, right?
I'm about to go
Yeah,
straight to Vans. Like, hold on, show
But,
over.
they're not supposed to come in until I think August.
Not yet,
But,
we they're doing store copies essentially, and I'm getting like 4.
Oh, okay.
And it looks to be that they are for sale.
Wait a minute,
okay,
4,
so
but
yeah.
what about everyone else? Because I'm getting one, he's getting one.
Well, I can
and
order more.
probably-
I can
Okay.
order more, but for now, I just have 4 of
okay,
these as
well,
like a
that's
placeholder.
That's
so.
awesome to
I
know because,
want
like, from
one.
reading their blog, it sounded like you could only get them from Pazio.com. So
Now they're letting me order it.
yeah,
so
so
yeah.
if you can get them from your shop, that is
much?
great.
I think the
I don't care, though.
pocket edition was
Yeah.
$29, and then the hardcover was $49, I think.
I might get both. I don't know, dude.
then there
I'm
was-
really excited.
The
So
one,
they're doing
the one
a
that
pocket
had
edition?
me, there's a pocket. They have one that was a beta test exclusive hardcover
Oh,
for people who, and that one looked to be a little limited, something like that. come by and see us, and we'll
Yeah.
I'll figure out all the rest of the detail. But I just remembered it.
Oh
so.
yeah, no man, I'm happy to hear that because
Yeah.
like I said, we thought we were just going to download a PDF because we're like, well,
Right.
I'm not ordering.
But
this
I
book
want a
from
physical
Pazio.
copy.
I want
do
the
like-
physical as
When
well.
I
you're
do like
playtesting,
physical.
you have to flip back and forth. This is coming from a
Right.
guy who's playtested almost every
Okay.
tabletop that had
Sweet.
a playtest. Seriously, guys, this is not just pushing this for Vans. Go get a physical copy.
Yep.
You cannot run a beta test properly off of a PDF easily. It is better to have a physical copy, multiple if you can. Being serious,
Yep.
I might actually get 2 or 3 pockets,
Yep.
so I can hand them around at the table.
Right, if
and
we have
not
to share
worry
it the whole
about it.
time, that slows down
Yeah.
the process massively. So
But yeah, we plan on running a playtest
Cool.
here when the playtest stuff comes out. So we would definitely want to get those, and I'm happy to hear that you're actually getting physical copies because
We
that'll
will
make
have
things
it.
a lot easier for us. Because I'm also just not a big fan of ordering online. I've had my credit card stolen too many times,
yeah,
and
Sorry about that, man.
yeah. Sorry, right?
yeah.
That's how I
Sorry.
get paid for Dicejunkies. I just take his credit card when he's not ready.
But yeah, so I'm always happy to be able to go and shop. So that's cool.
Cool deal. Yeah,
I am looking forward to the Pathfinder Second Ed. I think it'd be a good jumping point for anybody looking to be in high fantasy but didn't want those 100 books to get in the way. You know.
Yeah, that's the worst part when like the new guy comes in. He's like, I want to get into Pathfinder, and I'm like, well, I have 78 modules for you and 43 core books.
But to give them but to give
a
them
little
shout out-
daunting.
To give them a little shout out though, when we looked at it, it's been 10 years. So I mean, like they
Yeah.
kept like they beat. I shouldn't have shout out because I shouldn't shoot at them because I love D&D. But D&D 4th and 5th and did not have the gap I wanted in between those editions.
Okay.
You know, but to me, it's about time.
Well, 5th I think was a necessity for D&D because 4th was so bad.
Plus, true. Plus, I think that some books are still going to work. They don't sound like they're going to change it enough that your Galarian's book that describes the setting is going to be like throw out the window immediately.
Well, no,
You
I mean
know,
they
so-
said it's still going to be in Galarian and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I mean, and that's the same way with D&D though. I mean, the settings books you can sort of reuse those. Yeah, there'll be
Right.
an updated version with maybe a longer timeline and stuff eventually, but
But for core mechanics
But yeah.
or story, I mean, really, that's why you can go back to 2nd edition stuff and throw it into your
Mhm.
new game.
Forgotten
Oh, yeah.
Realms. Because
Right.
honestly, everything that happened in
Yeah.
Forgotten Realms after 3.5 never happened in any of my version
yeah,
of the realm.
no.
Drizzt and everybody's still hanging out. The Red Wizards still exist.
Mhm.
You know, I still have my 3.5 Forgotten Realms book, and it is still the holy grail of Forgotten Realms right now.
Yep.
And Eberron. I still got my Eberron books from 3.5.
Awesome. Well, hey guys, thanks for listening. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching. Be sure to check out Van's Facebook for details on how to get a copy of Mordecaians, and be sure to check out us on Facebook as well. You can check us out also on YouTube where you can subscribe. We post weekly videos there, as well as just stuff that we do at cons and stuff like that as well. Like we have some stuff from the John Barrowman panel. We have a lot of fun stuff on there. So check it out on YouTube. And if you want to support us, you can support us on our Patreon page
Do it.
where that helps us survive. All right. Thanks guys. Take care.